Yes, guys, so today we're going to speak about choosing your hard. So what that actually means is this. So when you're doing anything, well, life in general, okay, life in general is difficult, right? It's not designed to be easy. People that expect to be easy usually get a pretty rude awakening when they figure out most things are hard. And by hard, I don't mean that that we're like cavemen and back in the days where you have to hunt for food and stuff like that. Those conveniences have been solved. What I mean is general life is quite difficult, and figuring out what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and actually trying to achieve things is quite difficult, right? So whether you're working a job like we used to, right? We used to work in specifically debt collection, and debt collection is difficult. You're speaking to people who are at the end of their tether. They don't even want to speak to you because we were doing outbound debt collection. They don't even want to speak to you. Chances are they're not paying. So we did debt collection for an energy company. So these people weren't paying their bills, right? And in any other country, if you're not paying your bills, your supply gets cut off. But in England, that's not the case. So these people didn't want to pay the bills. They felt that we'd done something wrong, and they had a debt balance, and we basically had to chase and reduce that debt balance and work something out with them. And that was hard. Waking up at 9, well, before 9, waking up at 7:30, making your way to commuting to the office, clocking in, doing your work 9 to 5, coming back, going to the gym, sleeping, rinse and repeat. That was very, very difficult. There was things that were difficult. Complaints. When customers weren't happy, it was our problem. For me, I never had the experience of having a bad manager or a bad boss or anything like that. Mine were all good, to be honest, but I know a lot of people that do, and that's difficult, right? And the point here isn't that we're trying to cry about how life is hard and that we want life to end. That's not the case. We just want to demonstrate this point of view. So working a job is super hard because you have to do things you don't want to do. You're having to trade a lot of time for not a lot of money, and you're having to sacrifice on a lot of things. Maybe you want to travel, but you know your boss hasn't said you're allowed time off, or maybe you don't have enough money to travel, or maybe there's so many things that having a job, that working life, even if you just want to demonstrate the difficulties of working life.
Working life, like, people think business is hard, but working life's just as bloody hard. Like, again, waking up early every single day, listening to a boss who's telling you what to do every single day, dealing with customers, for example, all of that is hard. It's not easy, and especially the amount of time you're doing that for as well. Standard full-time job is 40 hours a week. Doing the same thing for 40 hours a week, if it's not sleeping, it's pretty bloody hard. So it's like, people think it's easy for whatever reason, just because they're used to it. And it's the same with business as well. Like, business is hard, but it's just, at the end of the day, it's what do you want out of it, sort of thing. Like, are you willing to sacrifice like your time, your energy, your effort? Are you willing to put that all into something which is gonna just end up in a paycheck at the same amount every single month, the same paycheck every single month, with the possibility that you might get an increase? Like, it's not guaranteed, but you could potentially get one. Or would you be more willing to sacrifice the same time, maybe even a little bit more time at the start, the same amount of energy, the same amount of blood and sweat and tears and all that stuff into a business which is likely to amount to a lot more than just the same paycheck every single month? That's the whole point. Like, they're both hard, and they're both just as hard, and there's points as to why each of them are hard. Business is some days which don't go as well. In terms of Airbnb, something could happen in the property, such as like a boiler. The boiler could have issues, a window could break, a table could break. Like, that's not easy. It's not easy to deal with, especially when they're in different cities, for example, and then you have to call up your handyman, or your VA calls up your handyman doesn't pick up. Like, that's not easy. But it's the same. But then on a good month where you've had a long booking, they've paid good rates, there's no problems at all, it's completely smooth, the guests are completely fine as well, your handyman's available if you need him, your VA's on point as well, they're replying to all of the guests or what they're saying, anything like that, then it's the best month of your life. You're sitting there, you're just managing your VA, you're managing your team, and the bookings, just the fees just come in pretty much. So that's where it gets easy, and that's what you're working for. Like, it all depends what you want in the end. Like, if you just want that paycheck and you're willing to go through what you actually do for the paycheck, then that's a choice that you have to make. But again, when people say business is hard, working is just as hard. Anything's just as hard. Nothing easy or nothing great has come from something that's easy at all, ever.
I just want to basically demonstrate this is the exact mindset shift that we went through. I'm 22, he's 20. We went through it when I was probably like 20 and he was 18, about 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago now, and it's what changed our life, right? it absolutely dramatically changed our life. We knew we were going to work hard. We knew we were going to wake up. We knew we were going to sleep late. We knew we had all of the energy, the grit, the determination to work hard, and we were working hard in our jobs. Like you know, I started that job at 19, became a trainer, started training people like triple my age at 20. Right? That didn't happen. I was good at my job, and if I went back, I'd still do the same thing. I'd still be really good at it. But if we knew that we were going to work super hard for a paycheck which wasn't going to change, that's what sort of led to us moving this way. Because you have two options. You're going to work hard regardless, right? But if you work hard in option A, which is in your job, your career and your paycheck might potentially go up. You might get a bit of status and stuff like that. But you're basically chancing it. You're chancing it. And even if it does go up, how much can it go up by? Do you know people? Have you ever heard of someone on a salary of 15k a month? No.
No chance.
It's just it's not something that you hear. Whereas in business, you hear it all the time. And why is that? It's because the work is the same, but in option A, basically the work is the same. Let me try this analogy, right? The fuel is the same. The vehicle is just different. You're putting petrol into a car. And that only allows you, let's say the car is a job, that only allows you to travel a certain amount of distance. If you put it into a job, it's like a supercar. Sorry, a business, it's like a supercar. It absolutely changed your life. With business, the upside is infinite. And that's exactly why we do business. That's exactly why we're in business, right? We have goals that we want to do, you know, providing back to our parents, building schools in different countries. We want to do so many amazing things. And unfortunately, having a job and being capped at a certain salary is not what allows us to do it. So that's the mindset shift that we had. We knew life was going to be difficult in the sense that we're always going to have to put in work, we always have to show up. But the question is, how much return do you want for that work? If you know you're the type of person that's going to put some graft in and you want to achieve amazing things, chances are a job won't allow you to do it in the right amount of time, right? To become a millionaire in a job, it takes an extremely long amount of time, whereas to do it in business, it's substantially less. Yes, businesses fail. Yes, business isn't perfect. But like, what other choice do you have? If you there's no way that you're going to become a millionaire in the next 10 years without inheriting, but that's not even for us, that's not even a factor. The only choice we ever had, and a choice many people have, is business, right? And that's the way that we want you to basically understand our mindset. That's the way we want you to think as well. Like, if you are someone that's in that position where you're not so privileged, we're not privileged, we're not like trust fund babies, we're not like that. We're working class, we were anyway, and it's something that we're hoping like to build ourselves out. We're hoping to change a lot of people's lives, and you have to do that through working really hard. And through working really hard in your job, it's just not going to allow you to change your life like you want to. Business is the only possible way to get it done. And I know this sounds like business propaganda at this point, but it's just I want to be very, very clear about that point. I want it to make a lot of sense on the basis that people don't want to be clear with you. People don't want to be upfront with you. People don't want to be honest with you. And that's exactly what we provide on this channel. We're giving you honest insights. And with these sort of videos where we're sitting down, as you can see, it's not edited, it's not cut. We're keeping it raw because it's just our thoughts. It's just how we feel. And it's the truth. You choose your hard in life. Having a job is hard, but working hard in your job is good. But the problem is you're just not going to make as much as you want to make. Having a business is also hard, and working hard in your business is good. But the difference is the upside is literally unlimited. It's infinite. So what are you choosing? What hard do you choose? Because in life, whatever you're not changing, you are as a result choosing. So the question is, please think about this when you look at yourself. What are you choosing, and what is the result of what you are choosing? Is there anything you want to add to that?
So yeah, it's just about how much you value yourself, to be honest, and your own time, your own energy, your own like all of that sort of stuff. How many times have you come back from your job, for example, or even like university or anything like that, and you're just like, you're stressed. Like, I've had a bad day at work, this, that, I've had a hard day at work. You're allowing yourself to work hard, and it is hard work. Like, people may not say that it's hard work, but it's hard work. Like, waking up, whatever. You're allowing yourself to do that for a paycheck every single month of the same amount, pretty much. If you value yourself more than that sort of thing, you wouldn't allow that to be the case. You'd rather put that same work, energy, time, sacrifice all into something which has unlimited potential. As you said, the upsides of business are infinite, pretty much. So again, it's how much you value your hard work, time, and how much of an asset you think you actually are. A lot of people get into business because they feel like they deserve more, and that's the exact thought that will get you into business yourself. If you sit there and you feel like your job is exactly what you were made for, sort of thing, you're built, like you were born for this sort of thing, then you'll stay at your job. However, if you start getting them thoughts where you're like, you know what, I can put 40 hours a day in something that's a lot more than this, a lot better than this sort of thing. That's the mindset shift as well that will make you start a business and make you a lot more ambitious. So it depends how much you value yourself. If you value yourself a lot, I see you leaving your job pretty soon. But if you don't, then you'll probably stick to your job. And it depends. It's about what you want, and about, again, it's choose your hard. That's exactly what this whole video is about. Is choose your hard. They're both hard. What do you want to choose? Do you want to stay in your job? You want to stay at uni? Do you want to take that route, or do you want to start a business? Put the same amount, possibly even less time and effort into it for higher results. So whatever you choose. So yeah, just think about it and choose correctly. Anything else you want to add?
Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know exactly what you think about how we presented the point and exactly how we think. Let us know if you think we're wrong. We're happy to have a debate. It's an open discussion. But yeah, thank you for your time and have a good rest of your day.